In the boundless starry sky, 6,000 years could be considered only a blink to the mighty immortals. Yet for Xu Xin, those 6,000 years felt like an endless lifetime of loneliness, waiting, and despair. Once the beloved wife of the cosmic hero Luo Feng, she had shared countless moments of happiness and warmth. Yet as the universe expanded endlessly and stars burned themselves into silence, she lay in an empty bed, her heart hollowed by the absence of the man she once held so close. Ever since Luo Feng entered the legendary Star Tower, a mysterious trial ground said to be created by the ancient Hermit himself, his figure had completely disappeared from the outside world. No news, no message, not even a trace of his aura. For Xu Xin, each day was a torment. She sat by the window of her residence, staring into the sea of stars, whispering to herself, would Luo Feng still be alive? Or had he perished somewhere in that endless void, his light extinguished forever? The universe outside, however, did not stop for grief. As the latest arc of Swallowed Star unfolded, all eyes turned toward the magnificent yet deadly Star Tower. This ancient relic had finally reawakened, its immense presence shining through countless galaxies like a divine beacon. Within it, hundreds of thousands of immortal-level warriors had gathered, kings, lords, and geniuses from every corner of the universe. The moment the tower opened, the battlefield ignited. It was said that this time, nearly every top-tier power, from the human race to the demon, mechanical, and Zerg clans, had sent their strongest fighters to compete for the mysterious treasures within. At the center of this storm stood one man, Luo Feng, the Knife River King, the one who had once defeated the infamous Purple Bell King and 18 supreme immortals on the Outer Realm battlefield. His reputation had already shaken the universe, earning him the title of Cosmic Bully, a warrior who would not bend even before the gods. Yet now in the Star Tower, he faced a challenge far beyond any before. Despite his current realm being lower than many of the gathered immortal kings, Luo Feng's killing power was unmatched. Each swing of his blade carved through space itself, cutting down enemy kings with an effortless precision that left witnesses breathless. His aura, sharp and unstoppable, made even invincible opponents hesitate. Hundreds of thousands of immortal kings fought for dominance, the scene a spectacle of destruction and brilliance. Explosions of divine energy, shattered worlds, and storms of cosmic fire painted across the sky. But not all were against him. Even amidst this chaos, alliances formed and dissolved like ripples in a storm. Tens of thousands of powerhouses from various races temporarily joined forces, setting aside personal grudges for the sake of survival. Yet as always, betrayal was only one step away. Among Luo Feng's new adversaries were the invincible kings of the other races, beings whose might could rival even his teacher, King Zhenyan. The 7 sword kings of the human race, moving in perfect synchronization, their swords resonating like a celestial symphony of death. Nan Xing, the Zerg Queen, a goddess of war whose beauty could destroy nations, her golden armor reflecting starlight with every movement. The mysterious Tomb King of the Demon Clan, whose aura reeked of death and decay, commanding legions of ghostly soldiers. And finally, the Lifefall King of the Mechanical Race, a being of pure calculation and precision, capable of annihilating stars with a single thought. Their clash was nothing short of divine. Planets shattered under their blows, energy storms devoured entire systems, and the very laws of the universe trembled beneath their power. Even though some sequences were replaced by narration for production constraints, the emotion, intensity, and grandeur remained. Fans watching this arc felt as if they were witnessing gods wage war across eternity. While Luo Feng was engulfed in this cosmic war, far away in the quiet halls of the Luo family estate, Xu Xin's torment reached its breaking point. One day, a flicker of light appeared before her, a delayed message sent by Luo Feng before he entered the Star Tower. Her trembling hands opened it, and memories flooded out like a storm. Images of their laughter, their children, their shared dreams, everything that made her life whole, danced before her eyes. At the end of the message, one line pierced her heart. "If you have not heard from me for a long time, it means I have likely fallen." That single sentence shattered her world, For 6,000 years she had waited faithfully, believing in his return. And now all at once that fragile hope crumbled into dust. The pain was unbearable. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched the device to her chest, whispering his name again and again. In that moment, the once strong Xu Xin broke completely. She drew her sword, the blade that once symbolized her strength and pride, and snapped it in two, as though severing her final connection to the man she loved. But fate is never without irony. As she collapsed under the weight of grief, far away in the depths of the Star Tower, Luo Feng was still fighting, alive, bloodied, but unyielding. His determination burned brighter than any star. For him, death was never an option. Every strike he delivered was for the people he had left behind, for Xu Xin, for Earth, for everything he cherished. Unbeknownst to Xu Xin, Luo Feng's trial was not only a battle for survival, but also a test set by the Hermit, the God King of Jin, a transcendent being who had transformed both Earth and the Yan God clan. The Star Tower was his creation, a proving ground meant to find a worthy successor. Luo Feng's journey through the tower was the key to unlocking secrets long buried, the true history of Earth, and the destiny that awaited him beyond mortality. As the final stages of the Star Tower trial began, new figures emerged. The Hermit's eldest disciple, Puti, who oversaw the trials and judged those who entered. With a calm, inscrutable gaze, he watched Luo Feng's progress, testing not only his strength, but also his heart. Only those who could withstand despair, isolation, and loss could be deemed worthy of the Hermit's legacy. And Luo Feng, enduring 6,000 years of loneliness within the tower, had proven that his will was indestructible. When he finally emerged, refined and transformed, he was no longer just a king. He was something beyond, a being who could rewrite fate itself. Back on Earth, however, tragedy had already struck. Xu Xin's despair had drawn the attention of Luo Feng's enemies. Believing him to be dead, they began to target the Luo family, seeking to destroy everything he built. The household fell into chaos, the once proud name trembling under pressure from countless hostile forces. Just when the crisis reached its peak, when the last light of hope seemed to fade, a beam of divine energy split the heavens. A familiar aura spread across the stars, one that countless enemies would never forget. Luo Feng had returned. His reappearance was like the arrival of a god. His power, tempered through 6,000 years of struggle within the Star Tower, now surpassed imagination. With one glance, he froze his enemies in terror. With one swing of his blade, he erased the threat that dared to harm his family. The universe trembled once more, but this time, it was not out of chaos. It was out of awe. And as he stood beneath the endless sky, staring at Xu Xin's tear-stained face, all those years of distance, pain, and silence dissolved. The long wait, the broken heart, the 6,000 years of solitude, it all ended with his return. In that moment, the story of Luo Feng and Xu Xin reached a new height, not of tragedy, but of transcendence. Love, endurance, and destiny intertwined under the same starlight that once bore witness to their vows. As the Star Tower arc comes to a close, one truth remains. Even in a universe filled with gods and monsters, no power burns brighter than the human heart. And now, with Luo Feng's rise beyond the realm of kings and Xu Xin's unwavering devotion immortalized in time, a new chapter begins. One where the cosmic bully stands not just as a warrior, but as a legend written among the stars. What do you think of Xu Xin's 6,000-year wait and Luo Feng's godlike return? Leave your thoughts below, because this story, like the universe itself, is far from over. And so, as the dust of the Star Tower slowly settles, and Luo Feng once again stands unshaken in the boundless cosmos, the story of his rise continues to echo through the galaxies. Xu Xin's 6,000-year wait, her heartbreak, and her faith were not in vain. For the man she loved returned stronger than ever, carving his name deeper into the fabric of the universe. From a mortal of Earth to the ruler who defies destiny, Luo Feng's legend has only just begun. The Star Tower was not his end, but merely another step toward godhood. If you were moved by Xu Xin's eternal devotion and Luo Feng's indomitable will, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because we'll continue uncovering the untold stories, battles, and hidden truths of Swallowed Star. This is the universe where love defies time, will surpasses death, and heroes are forged through eternity. Until next time, keep your blades sharp, your heart steadfast, and your eyes on the stars.